Ooh, that looks tasty.
One slime shake, extra spiders, please.
I'd like a hot bug.
Welcome folks, today the Hungry Gamer is back with another Kickstarter preview, and today we are talking about Harry's Place, designed by Lennon and Chip Cole and published by Squatchy Games. And before I go any further, please make sure you turn on your Klingon subtitles, because if I make any mistakes, that's where you'll find the corrections. Additionally, I do need to point out that this is a prototype and everything may change down the road. And finally, thank you to Manic Mark for help with today's voiceover introduction. Harry's Place is a game in which you are playing as kind of a team of Sasquatch waiters in Harry's Place, which is a restaurant for monsters. And the gameplay is worker placement at its core. Now, if you are not interested in how this game works, you just want to jump into my final thoughts, then you're going to want to move to the timestamp on the screen right now. For those of us still here, let's talk quickly how this game works. So I have one player board set up, though I do have up here the game set up for a two-player game. And the game's going to take place over a couple of different phases. And what's going to happen at the end of every round and at the beginning of the game is each player will place out on their green spots here 2 monsters, i.e. monster customers. And what you see here on their cards is you see how much they're going to tip if you manage to serve them while they're in a good mood, an okay mood, a little bit grumpy, and really grumpy. That's how much tip they will leave. And at the bottom here is what it is that they are ordering. You'll see this guy here wants 2 hot dogs, 1 fries, and 2 shakes. This one wants 3 hot dogs and 3 fries. And so what's going to happen on each turn is you will be placing your Sasquatch waiters out at the various stations here at the top. And each one you are able to get a different. And on your turn, you can place them wherever you want. And the number there tells you how many of that food item you will get. So you place it here, you get 2 drinks. And here you would get 1. And so you take turns going around, and each player gets to place out their Sasquatch waiters wherever it is that they want to go. Then what's going to happen is you'll go and you'll be collecting the food. You start over here and you move over. Now, before you collect, you are able to, whoever's at the back of the line can tip, can share their cookie tips with the chef and advance to the front of the line. So if yellow were to pay 1 cookie right here, then they could move to the front of the line. And then they would wind up getting 2 drinks, and green would get 1, and you go down the line collecting whatever it is that you're going to get. So in this case, this is what yellow would have claimed from that round. Then you move into time to feed your monsters, and then you would check and see if you are able to actually feed any of them. In this case, I cannot. I did a very poor job of picking things, and I'm unable to feed any of them. Now, if I had been able to feed one, I would remove it, and I would check what color they're on, in this case 4. I would collect my 4 cookies in this case and place it here in the served position. However, I did not do that, so all of mine would move down 1 spot. And now, this monster is getting a little bit grumpy because it's been waiting a little longer, and you'll see he would give me less of a tip. Then at the end of the round, you fill up all of your green spots and move up the timer. At any time, if you have a monster over here and you don't serve it, it will walk out on you like that. I will also point out that as you play, you also have these 2 cards right here. And by playing these, it allows you to adjust your customer line or their orders. By playing this one, you are able to copy the order of another monster and perhaps serve that. So in this case, these little cheese monster guys, I could play that, and instead of needing all of this, I would only need this over here, or I could do that for any monster in my line. Additionally, you have the manager card. The manager card lets you switch any 2 monsters where they are in line. Then after you have played through 8 rounds, or in a 3-player game at 9 rounds, you simply count up how many cookies that you have earned, and from that you subtract 1 cookie for every monster that has walked out, and you subtract 1 more for every food item that you did not actually use. Whoever has the most points at the end of the game is the winner. So what do I like about this game? First off, I love these monsters. They are just super adorable, and they really do make me pretty happy as you go through and see them. I also like that this game clearly knows who its audience is. This is a game for kids and families because you're working for cookies and they're cute and there's nothing particularly aggressive about the game. Yes, there is the ability to tip your way to the front of the line, and that may mess up somebody's plan a little bit, but it's not going to mean they get nothing for their turn. And so with that in mind, I think that this is a pretty darn well done game, because what it's doing is making worker placement something that you can play with anybody. This is a good way to introduce this idea of worker placement games and the resource management to new players or children or whatever it may be. It plays quickly, easy setup, easy to play. I'll also say I appreciate how the scoring works. I like this kind of time pressure that you have as you go down this track here of how grumpy the monsters are getting. And again, that also kind of fits in with the theme. And I also really appreciate that not only do you lose points if you fail an order, but if you waste food, because Harry's going to be upset if you're wasting food. But what it does is it really changes the strategy a little bit. It creates more of a strategy because you can't just go and get as many resources as you can, especially towards the end of the game, because you're going to wind up losing more points than you're gaining, or more cookies than you're gaining, I should say. Now, what are my quibbles about the game? And some of these, I suspect, will get fixed because this is just a prototype, but I will bring them up now as things that I hope do get taken care of. The first one is, right now the stations are all these little tiles here. I wish it was a board, and then all this fun art could be expanded, and you could see a bit more of Harry's place, and I wish that was there. I wish that was part of it, because it all could be easily put together on a board, I think. My next one is, well, I like these monsters, and I have no problem with every character's deck having the same monsters in them. I am disappointed that there are repeat monsters in there. I like them, they're adorable, give me more of them. And yes, they have different orders on them and are worth different points, but I wish they weren't the same. That's a little bit of a disappointment to me. The last thing that I will just kind of end with here is, as I am wont to do, is a little bit of just a warning rather than a problem with the game. Just keep in mind that this is not a heavy game at all. This is pretty much just a pure worker placement boiled down that anyone can pick up and play very, very easily. So if you're looking for something heavier with a lot of strategy, this is not it. And it's just something that you should keep in mind as you're looking at this. So there you have it, folks. That is Harry's Place. I think if you have a family, or you have people that you just kind of want to slowly inch into this idea of playing Euro games, playing worker placement style games, then this can be a great option. It's cute, it's easy to play, it's fast, it doesn't take up a lot of space. All of that, wonderful. In fact, you can probably play this in half an hour, really, once you get moving. But as I said, if you're looking for something that's heavier and more complex, then this isn't going to be it. So there you have it, folks. That is Harry's Place, coming soon to Kickstarter. As always, if I made any mistakes, please let me know in the comments with a timestamp, and I'll get that into the Klingon subtitles. If you found this video useful, please like, subscribe, share. As always, thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.